This is not a drill. This is a spoiler alert. The DigiCast is not responsible for the protection of your precious seasons of television content. The DigiCast is not responsible for your priceless movie endings or your sacred plot twists. This is a spoiler alert. All content within this episode is full of spoilers.
Alright, welcome to the show. This is the DigiCast where we talk about TV and stuff every week or a couple weeks.
Wait, I liked how you opened the can and that was like the intro to the show. That was great. You should keep that in.
Yep, I will totally keep it in. And then I have to
Yay.
take this part out where we talked about it and referenced it. But anyway, this is the week of the 26th. We got 2 weeks of stuff to talk about. This is DJ Awesome Rob and my lovely co-host,
Sherry's Joy.
and we're here to talk about TV.
Yes, we
And
are.
that other voice you hear is Louis.
Louis the cat.
Mm-hmm. He watches TV and
Alright,
Keeps
so
us out of
we
house
have, he does watch TV with us. He is the family pet.
he needs to be
Anyway,
wherever we
so
are. all the
we're
time.
2 weeks, well, we're 1 week behind, which gives us 2 weeks of episodes to kind of give a synopsis on. First of all, this show is total spoiler alert. Those are our neighbors upstairs that y'all hear. Can't get around that, sorry.
You might be able to cut them out.
Okay, well, whatever.
If they don't get cut out.
Anyways, the logistics. You can find us on Twitter. We already told you. Together we are the DigiCast. You can find us on Twitter as @theDigiCast. You can go to our website. That's the best way to get updated information, get the links to everything. It's the digicast.blogspot.com. We did take part in Extra Life last week. Thank you for everybody who donated. We not only met our goal, but we exceeded our goal. Our goal was $100, and we exceeded that by $15. So total contributions was $115. I think we had quite a few people who donated to us. So, and some of them were anonymously. But thank you so much. We truly appreciate it.
Yes, many thanks.
Yes, it's for the children. We did do a couple of updated shows that day. Rob actually made it. He made it the whole 24 hours of gaming, which is super awesome. Me, not so much. I had to go to work that day, so I did work 5 hours that morning. But when I came home,
Oh, wait, hold up. How many makeup hours did you do?
When I came home, I did play games, and I did make it until 4 a.m. You got up at 4:30 a.m. I made it till 4 a.m., and we are good to go on that. We are a team. How many makeup hours I did is irrelevant because we are a team, and we do this together. I had to actually work. So, now, and I got overtime for it, too. How about that? Back to the matter at hand, the TV show.
The TV shows, Sunday night.
Sunday night lineup, we have on October 19th, we have The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 2. It starts off with Rick, Glenn, and Maggie, and Tyrese and Carol. The whole group, they're walking through the woods trying to figure out what's going on. Tyrese doesn't really want to talk much because he doesn't want to talk about the girls. The girls that Carol had to put down, or the girl that Carol had to put down. He just kind of wants to forget about it. He just wants to, like, you know what, that was, I don't want to talk about death.
Let it go. No.
He don't want to talk about death. He don't want to ask about it. He don't want to talk about it. He don't want to know. Just let it go. Then they do this whole slow motion where armed walk through the woods. Kind of like,
Monsters Inc. when they came out of the tunnel and they were all walking. And it was like slow motion.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking more like, the comedy. What's that comedy? Oh, man, where he's got the baby and the, it's like the guys, like 5 guys or whatever, and he's got the baby and the baby carrier thing that you put on your back. Anyways, they were walking slow-mo about that. Anyways, whatever, that slow-mo thing. You add slow motion walk to any movie and it's like epic, okay? Carol and Rick, they seem to be good to go. He's kind of apprehensive, it seems like, but he's willing to move on with their beef that they had. And he actually told Carol he wanted them to join Carol's group. I'm like, Carol ain't got no group. She's by herself. But I thought that was pretty cool because that shows the
He was gonna be like, you just
get
saved
over it
us. You want to
factor.
join our group? You know, we kicked
Exactly.
you out last time. How about we join your group and you can kick us out?
Exactly. So I mean, that's cool that they kissed and made up. And Carol and Daryl, okay, we need to stop battling the love feelings in these TV shows, okay? Your average TV show, they go like the whole series in love, but they don't want to admit it or they don't want to do anything about it. Then finally, the last episode of the entire series, they do it. Or it could be like Who's the Boss and Jump the Shark when they get together and then the show just goes downhill from there. I don't know, but they need to do something.
Things about some stuff, man, and it was like they ain't gonna be kissing anytime soon. It's crazy. That's like ultimate spoilers that I'm not gonna spoil because I don't know if they're actually gonna do it.
We just read that.
Yeah, that's all rumor mill type stuff.
Look at all these rumors. So anyways,
okay, week 2.
No, wait. So then they end up in the church in the middle of the woods, like the juke joint in The Color Purple. And how many people from The Wire are they going to put in this show? Okay, there's like so many people from The Wire. But yes, so now we're on to the next episode. I don't believe I took notes. Maybe I did. The next episode, which was this Sunday. This Sunday was
the end of the last episode was Bob got kidnapped.
Yeah, Bob went out. Okay, so all of a sudden, Bob and old girl, they were boyfriend and girlfriend. I didn't get that before. It showed them kissing and I love you, baby, and all that stuff. I never got that before. I don't think I've ever seen them be affectionate with each other. But the episode ends with Bob. He's outside of the church, all alone from the group, separated. He's crying. Then all of a sudden, he gets captured.
Right.
And then the last scene from the show for that week,
Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah. Well, no, Lieutenant Dan ain't had no legs.
Right.
Bob only just had one.
Right.
And they was making, what'd you say, shish kebab?
No, just that's like from the Gamesman podcast, the Gamesman RPG. Awesome show. Check it out. Again, what role will you play? Will you play the role of Bob? No, I have 2 legs, so I can't play the role of Bob. He said shish kebab, and it was hilarious. I had only come up with Bob
Ain't
BQ.
that what it just said? Anyways, so
I'm trying to give credit where credit's due. Bob BQ is pretty
So that's
good.
the end of that episode. Then the next week, we'll get on with the other shows. We just want to finish The Walking Dead. The next week, season 7, episode 3, which was actually this week, which was a few days ago. It was the Sunday just passed.
This past episode.
The crazy guy who's eating Bob. You know, he wants to join. He wants Bob to join their group. Is what I was getting from that.
Yeah, he's like, we're eating
your
your leg. You want to join us?
But we want you to join us, alright?
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
No.
Right, and then
Bob starts laughing hysterically, and then we realize why he was outside of the group crying after he confessed his love to his girlfriend, in which we didn't know that was his girlfriend before. He got bit by a vampire. I mean, a zombie.
Totally got bit by a vampire.
Got bit by a vampire. Got bit by a zombie.
He was sparkling and everything.
I mean, you know, first of all, vampires don't sparkle unless whatever.
Right, so he got
but
bit
it's kind of that same thing, though.
Underwater
You get bit by it. Depends on what rule and what show or whatever you follow for vampire. But you get bit by a vampire, you turn into a vampire. But then it depends on the rule. Yeah, there is. It depends on the rule, and it depends on the show and what you're watching. Because then you have to suck your blood for so long until you die, and then you gotta bite the blood from a vampire in order to turn. Different things have different rules, but we're talking zombies here. So you get bit by a zombie, you turn into a zombie. Apparently he got bit by a zombie down in, not the church, but the community shelter.
Right.
Or food bank or whatever, down there in the water a couple days ago, and he's still his old self.
I think the thing with this
he's still Bob.
Is people get bit by zombies and they turn into zombies, but they die first.
Immediately.
No, because they get overrun and they get killed and then they wake up as a zombie.
Right, but it doesn't take three episodes to do it.
Right, but they get bit and they're dead. Cause
they get bit and they're dead.
No,
remember, if y'all remember,
zombies took over and I'm getting beat up by zombies.
Right, but it doesn't take that long. If y'all remember, I think it was season 1 or season 2, Andrea's, I think it was her niece, got bit and she turned like almost instantaneously, and then Andrea had to put a bullet in her head. I mean, that was dramatic. She was family. She was part of the original group. We knew her. We knew who she was. you know, but Bob, he gets to play it out. Anyways, whatever. So, yeah, we find out he was bit by a vampire. Oh, damn it, a zombie.
Well, we ain't seen anybody get bit in quite a while.
Right. Can you stop interrupting me so we can get through this?
Just keep on going.
Thank you. So then they throw him back to the church, and inside the church, you actually, Rob, you discovered that there was scripture, not scripture, but
yeah, on the thing on the wall where it has the Bible verses to read.
Right, the Bible verses
these must
to
be
read.
Important because they got it.
Exactly. So we're watching it live TV, if you will, and we write down we scene by scene because it kept showing them. We wrote down the scripture passages or whatever, the numbers that they wanted to take us to. One was Romans 6:4, and the others was Matthew 27:52. Then we got Luke 12:45,
Ezekiel 37:7,
and what's RE? Revelations. All right, so one of the ones, I mean, of course, they're all pertaining to death and everything, and this will be my last thing that I have to say, but I'm going to read one of the ones that I did enjoy, and this is actually Luke 12:45. It reads, "But suppose the servant says to himself, 'My master is taking a long time in coming,' and then begins to beat the other servants, both men and women, and to eat and drink and get drunk." Now, the preacher had his wife. We find out that his wife was one of the ones that turned into a zombie, and he didn't get to do anything about it. He felt guilty, and, she turned. Then Revelation 9:6, "During those days, people will seek death, but will not find it. They will long to die, but death will elude them." See, it gets deep. You add religion to anything, then all of a sudden everything gets so deep. But the scriptures, they did make sense. We went through and we read them, and they make sense pertaining to the zombie world and everything that's going on there. Although we do know that when these books were written, they weren't pertaining to zombies. They were real life events. So that's all I have on The Walking Dead. Did you have anything you would like to add?
Yes, the episode ends with there was a cannibal people that took Bob that Rick wanted to go back and kill, and everybody's like, "No, whatever, let it go, man." I was like, "Oh, yeah, went back and got killed,"
but
they didn't.
The season premiere opening.
Right. So this guy got an extra episode.
So he comes back.
Yeah. So they were all like, "Okay, well, we got this plan," and the plan was basically to fool them into thinking they were gone. They tried to come back and kill Tyrese and the baby and a bunch of people. And they were like, "Nope, psych, we got you." And then Rick shot off the guy's finger. It was crazy. And then he was like, "Remember when I said I was going to kill you with this machete with the red handle?" And then he totally killed him. And it was crazy. And they shot up all the dudes. And then they're like, "Okay, now we're going to Washington, D.C." So that's where we are. And I think
with the redhead commando guy.
They left? Or they left before?
They didn't leave yet. I think they're on their way now. Or they're getting ready to leave.
Yeah, they left them, and they said that they would wait. They would be following up, I guess, or something.
But they're all together now, still. Where the hell is Morgan? Okay, we saw Morgan at the end of the season premiere, and we ain't seen him since. Well, at least we know he's alive.
What's the other thing? Carol and, Daryl came back at the end of the episode. And
of the first season, yeah.
Everybody's like, "Well, where's Carol?" And then
she showed up. She's around. Anyways, okay, we this 13 minutes on The Walking Dead. We got other 2 shows.
Okay,
Sons of Anarchy.
Monday.
No, Monday we ain't watched that.
All right,
Sons
Sleepy
of Anarchy.
Hollow. Missed it again. Tuesday.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tuesday
is Sons of Anarchy night. So the episode we watched this week's episode, and we watched the week previously. October 21st. I'm not sure what season we're on. I didn't write it down, but y'all know what we're talking about. We're on the final season. At the beginning of the episode that was on October 21st, Juice shot the cops and had them chase him after Jax let him go. What's going on? He shot at the cops. I was like, what's going on? Unser is ensuring Gemma's safety with Jax because they're sending Gemma off into the middle of the woods for something, and Gemma thinks that she's going to be in some serious trouble. Then it turns out that they want, Jax wants Gemma to look after this the preacher's son and his mother because she's strung out and she's going through rehab type deal.
She's on some stuff.
She's on some stuff and she's going through rehab. Nero, he wants to get out of gangbanging. He wants to head away. He wants to get away.
He wants to take
head. Did I say headbanging? Or gang? I meant gangbang.
No, you said gangbang.
Okay, yeah, I don't mean the sexual one. So he wants to take Gemma with him. You know, she was all like, no at first, but then he professed her love. I love you, Gemma. Lucius. And, you know, then she's like, I'll think about it. I don't trust Gemma as far as I can throw her.
Yeah, no.
I don't trust her at all. All she does is lie. She is like, she's not necessarily conniving. She's very convincing. She's a good liar. And every time she lies, her voice gets talked like this. And it was the man, and I saw the Chinese out there, and he had a big gun, and I'm lying right now. You know, she talks like that. Every time she lies, that's how she talks.
Every time she lies, somebody dies.
That is true. That is so true,
how many
too.
People did because
and I'm just like a lot. And you only done seen this season. You ain't seen none of the other 6 seasons.
You were like, Gemma killed Jackson's wife. Okay.
Yeah.
Everything that's happened is because of that.
I didn't take notes for this week's show. So yeah, so that's what was going on with that. Now, at the end of that episode, Gemma, she starts confessing everything to Thomas. No, this isn't this yesterday. This is last week. So she starts confessing everything to Thomas. Okay, Thomas is what, like not even one. So she thinks she's good to go. We're talking to him and confessing about, it was an accident, but I had to kill her and I didn't mean to. Talking about his mother, Jax's wife, and confessing everything. And how creepy is this? Rob, you always say that children are creepy.
Kids are already creepy.
Kids are creepy. How creepy is this? The boy Abel is like listening through a cracked door to everything that Gemma said. Was it wide open or was it cracked?
It was like really.
It wasn't wide open. Mm-hmm. He was kind of lurking between the door and the closed part of it. Anyways, he heard every single thing. So that's kind of how that episode. Well, it didn't end like that because then she went off to the woods or whatever. So that was what was going on there. Now I have feared for Juice's life for like the last 3 seasons because he is just a complete F up. Mm-hmm. But he's naive and he just wants a place. He just wants to be able to fit in, somewhere to belong.
He could fit in a grave. Okay, that's where he could fit. Because Juice need to go. Gemma's effing up and Juice is effing up.
Juice had his chance to get the hell out, and Gemma kept telling him.
He's like, go, Juice, go.
Gemma had her chance to kill him dead, and she didn't. So, yeah.
No mistake.
So, on the episode the other day, which was October 27th, Juice is in jail, of course. Mm-hmm. And he crazy as all hell, crushing cockroaches in his fingers and stuff and playing with the goo on it. Bobby, it ain't a good week for Bob's this week. Ain't that what you said? Yeah. Bobby got kidnapped last week, and they done pulled out his eyeball. The end of this episode, they done chopped off his fingers. They done sent it to the people, sent it back to the sons.
No, they didn't hack it off. They slowly cut his
cut his fingers off with, wasn't even no machete. What was that, like a hunting knife?
A big knife.
Yeah. And Gemma, her crows, and, Sam Crow, crows fly straight. They all got, like, murdered. Yeah. A murder of crows. There's only 2 of them, though. And the guts and everything was like spread strategically in her bed. The daggone baby's room had the teddy bear with the knife through the heart and tacked up to the wall, talking about no son is safe. Now we find out that Abel done kicked somebody's ass in school. Bang! What'd he do? He took his lunchbox and his tin lunchbox and banged the shit out of another kid.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I know.
Everybody has plastic lunchboxes now.
So, first of all, Abel don't need to be, or Thomas, they don't need to be nowhere around that. So I do agree with what's her name, Tara, the mother. She was trying to get them boys out of there, and I do agree with that. But I did not agree with how she was trying to do it. But them children don't need to be around that crap. So now you got Abel acting out So I honestly think that Abel killed them damn crows and did that to the teddy bear. I really just do. Because the boy got psychological issues. He's hitting other kids upside the head with some tin boxes. Come on now.
Well, that was the thing. Like, everybody's like, oh no, who did this?
Mm-hmm. Right. And nobody's taking the kid.
No, Gemma knows. I think Gemma knows,
I don't think
but don't
so.
believe
I don't know. We're going to find out. So, yeah. So, that's what's going on with that.
Well, that's the other thing. They talked to the other guy. The other... was the president? What is it? The president of the other class. Remember they killed that kid? They shot him in the chest, and it was what's his face, a gun.
Yeah.
And then we knew that was gonna come back because they just here's a close up. This ain't really the gun he should be using to do this. Yeah. And then he killed that guy. Yeah. And that guy was telling them that what's his name? Jax's dad left because of the family thing. Yeah. And now all the family thing is coming back on him. Yeah.
So now John Teller didn't die or wasn't murdered. He committed suicide. Fuck out of here. Who knows what's going on with that? That whole John Teller thing, that's like that story done changed like every season since season 1. So I'm really curious to find out what exactly happened. Knows. But we might not ever know what really happened.
Well, and that's the thing. He was like, there was a book. He wrote a book about it.
He did write a book, and it was a diary that Jax used to read. And he was reading it at first, and then there's these missing pages, and we done been through this through the last 4 seasons.
They digging this back up.
I don't even know why they're digging this up. Clay's dead. Apparently, Clay had Teller killed, and all this other shit. Now, if that ain't true, then Clay done died for no reason. So anyway, so we got that. Then we've got Wednesday night.
Wednesday.
Alright, so Freak Show. American Horror Freak Show. We've got my notes over here. So
I didn't take any notes.
I didn't take notes this week. I took notes last week. So Freak Show last week was October 22nd. Twisty was looking real creepy in the middle of the day in broad sunlight. He looks creepier in the daytime than he does at night. Let me tell you, ain't nothing more creepy than seeing a psychotic ass clown in the middle of the sun.
What was he doing in the daytime this time?
Well, it wasn't. It was like they was trick or treating, but the sun was still out. So he was standing there, bright as day, on someone's yard, looking at them, all creepy as hell.
And the one person that sees him. They're like, hey, look, a clown. And of course, nobody believes him. It's a scary clown. Whatever. Shut up, kid. You're always scared of clowns.
Right.
Yep. And guess whose house the clown shows up in? Your house.
Right.
Doesn't take her, though. Takes some random kid.
So now, in this episode, Kathy Bates. Okay, so this episode was Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
So this was a 2-parter. This is part 1. So apparently Halloween at a one of the freak show circus things years and years ago, 1800s, 17 maybe. This guy, he looked like Dracula. He had a thing living on the back of his head like Professor Quirrell. He went psycho and he killed his whole friggin' freak show circus people, and then he died himself. So now the rumor is that if you're a freak and you're in a freak show and you perform on Halloween night, you gonna get got. So that's the legend. So we got this guy. He's coming now. He comes. He does come for sure, and he invades the circus, the freak show.
He interviews everybody.
Not everybody. He's like creeping up with his green smoke. And he's like going to different people. So the first person he goes to is Kathy Bates, bearded lady.
Speed dating.
He's speed dating. He's trying to figure out, who gonna get got. Right. So we think that he's just gonna be killing them. So oh no, who got the worst stuff? You got to go. No, listen to me, please.
He said he's gonna kill one.
He's gonna kill one, right? So he's choosing the people exactly, and you gonna get got because you just gonna get got. So he goes to Kathy Bates. We find out that she has cancer and she's got less than 6 months to live. So she thought it was going to be her. He was like, no, we ain't taking you. So then, he disappears. And at the end of that particular episode,
he's like, no, we just come back in 6 months.
No, and the end of that particular episode, he goes to see Elsa, and that's the end of that episode. But I want to talk about the middle part. Okay,
Wait, does he go to
I
anybody
want to
else?
talk to yes, but not in that season, not in that episode, because he
Okay.
shows up at the end.
No. I just
My
meant
notes are
in that one.
backwards here. I don't know why. Anyway, I got to say this for Halloween. Tomorrow's Halloween, by the way. Dunking for apples is the most nastiest friggin' thing ever. Okay, we did it in the 80s, we did it in the 70s, and we did it a little bit in the 90s. I ain't doing it now. There's too much shit going on. Too many germs and everything that was probably around back in the 70s and 80s, but we ain't think about it because we was kids and we just wanted to dunk for the apples because that was fun. These children today ain't gonna do that shit. They gonna be like, that's not right. That don't look good, Mom. So anyways, yeah. Okay, so now here's my thing. Remember in the first episode, that cop that came and it was like, y'all are freaks, and they killed him?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So they had no problems killing that cop and burying him. But they all afraid of some damn Halloween legend. Oh no, you can't perform on Halloween because the Halloween guy, the Dracula guy, he gonna come, he gonna get you. So they're afraid of a myth and a legend.
Well,
but they ain't afraid of what they actually really did that was terrible.
The thing is that Kathy Bates said that she had actually experienced it already. She had seen it happen already in another troop that she was in.
Right.
But yeah, and they ain't worried about the cops now because they already killed Meat. So
yeah, they did. They killed Meat at the end of that episode. That was real sad. And look, okay, so then you got Elsa. I'm really amazed because this particular episode, you see like her whole mansion, her like tents. There's like 5 tents and it's made up to be like a mansion. She got furniture and shit all up in there looking good. Now Vince Mackey, what's his name? The strongman guy. Who also played in
Michael Chiklis.
Yeah, him.
Shield.
There you go, Michael Chiklis. He is married to Anna Mae Bullock, who is aka Tina Turner, aka Angela Bassett. He's married to her. She's a hermaphrodite with a third boob.
How you get all these people's real names, like real?
Because I watch a lot of TV.
Okay.
And I remember stuff. So anyway, he's beating her ass, but she ain't afraid of him because she stood up to him. She was like, no, I don't got my ass beat by Ike. I ain't getting it beat by you.
It's Friday. I ain't having it.
Yeah, she's like, she ain't having that.
I'm going to the party. What you got to say?
No. And let me tell you, and the other sister in the show, Patti LaBelle, her ass don't play neither. You ain't gonna be fucking with her. Alright, we ain't talking about. So that's just that, because Psycho Boy, the son, the Psycho son, he done went psycho on him. Already. She called his bluff in that episode like 3 times. She called his bluff in this episode and she ain't make it. But still, she ain't taking no shit, right? She ain't go down without a fight. She talked smack and it worked until like now. So that's good. The trick-or-treater's brother, though, the little girl that was trick-or-treating,
was that
when
you
we
that
saw
said the mask gives you power?
Huh?
Was that you that said the mask gives you power?
No, I think With This said that. Shout out to With This.
With This said the mask gives you power to kill your maid.
Something.
I guess.
Somebody said, I don't know. But yeah, so the sister and the little girl that was trick-or-treating who saw Twisty that was standing on the lawn at the beginning of the episode, and I was like, he looks creepier than that. Her brother is a douchebag.
Yeah.
Remember what he did? He was like, no, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do my homework. He was a jerk, and he was so busy being such a douchebag to her. Twisty done snuck up behind him. She saw him. Twisty told her to shut up. She shut up, probably because she couldn't do nothing because she was breathtaking,
she was already shut up,
terrified. And he was still talking smack, and he got caught up. He got yoked up. That's what you get. You talk shit, you gonna get yoked up. So that's what happened there. Now I want to know about the porn Candy Striper stuff. Like, we saw her at the first episode, Candy Cane or whatever her name was, the Candy Striper from the hospital, and then it flashed back. Then it cut scenes or whatever towards the end of that first episode. She was like, I want out. I don't like it here. Da 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 da. And then I also showed the video, and it was like the porn thing going on with her, and she was enjoying getting it from like everybody in the freak show. What happened to her?
They haven't done anything.
They ain't brought her back. We ain't seen nothing.
Look, we ain't even see the two-headed girl that much in this last episode.
In this last episode, right? But we ain't seen the Candy Striper since the first shot. We ain't seen the Candy Striper since the first episode, and they ain't mentioned nothing about porn since the first episode until last night. Now, last night was October 29th. And that's when they showed some porn stuff, but that was Elsa. And Elsa, that wasn't no damn porn. That was a friggin' mutilation video.
Well, it was porn before that.
Well, I don't know. This was like beyond some 8mm snuff type stuff.
Yeah, she was all dominatrix, and they were like, "Thanks for being dominatrix."
They drugged her.
We ain't gonna cut off your legs.
They was like, I don't know.
Got this chainsaw.
They got a chainsaw, chop the legs off. That's beyond 8mm.
Okay, wait. No musical number on this one.
Because this is part 2 of the Halloween. So remember, they don't perform on Halloween night. So speaking of which,
they already did.
Don't scrounge up your face. They don't perform on Halloween night because they're all afraid.
Didn't she perform? And
no.
She did. That's why he came. Because she sang the song.
He came anyways. So, anywho, he comes, he's talking to her, and that's how he wants to know everybody's sin, their biggest sin that they committed. He goes to Elsa, tells the story of her being, her drug habit, or being drugged, and her porn and stuff like that, and getting her legs chopped off. He's like, nope, not good enough. Then that's the end of that. Then he goes, he captures, how does he get with Twisty? I can't remember.
He talks to the lady with no legs after that, and she's like, I stabbed this dude in the back of his legs as he was all dancing around.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
All right, yeah.
And then we're like, okay.
And then he's like, no, pass.
Right.
But then he finds Twisty's story.
Her story was sad, but yeah, nobody
cares.
Her
story was sad. Twisty's story.
That was crazy.
Is crazy and sad.
Yeah.
Now I feel bad for the son of a bitch. He went through hell, holy hell and high water. He was in a circus himself, but he was just a clown. He was in a freak show circus, but he was just a clown. He was a normal guy, normal clown.
No, he wasn't a normal guy.
He was slow.
He was on the spectrum, yeah.
He was on the spectrum, but he wasn't a freak. He was just a little slow. I guess maybe back then it was considered freakish. I don't know. But he was a happy, nice guy. He just wanted to make the kids laugh. Mm-hmm. The freaks made fun of him.
Then they made up a rumor to say that he was messing with the kids.
Yes, that he was touching the children, and he wasn't. And he got very upset. He was in the toy shop, which I swear I think is the same toy shop from the episode 1, when he got the toy shop guy who was following the trails of blood. Mm-hmm. Anyways, he went a little crazy in there. He got upset. He went home, or wherever he was. He got himself a shotty, and he tried to commit suicide. He stuck a shotgun in his mouth. Bam, teeth all messed up. Okay, so you try to blow your head off with a shotgun and you don't succeed? Oh, you crazy as all hell.
But you ain't just your teeth and your tongue ain't gonna be fine for one thing.
Right. So it's all like Animatrix, all that. So look, let me tell you something. Why he ain't just try to pull the trigger again to get it the next time?
I don't know. Maybe he was like,
was he in shock and he passed out from the pain? And that's why he didn't finish the job?
Probably.
So anyway, so he had one hell of a story, but guess who liked it? Dracula.
Right.
Professor Coral Dracula. He liked it.
Committing suicide? Attempting suicide?
I guess so, because suicide is a sin.
Or no,
I don't know if now, hearing all of the stories and seeing who this guy chose, I don't know now if the legend is true. I mean, is that I don't know that it's that, I take the people who commit the sin, and the sin is, you perform on Halloween night and you're gonna die. I think he's taking people and putting the freaks like him he's getting like, I don't know, the best story or whatever, and he's putting them out of their misery. People who actually deserve, I guess in his eyes, not mine. People, the freaks who actually deserve to be put out of their misery. Because what did he do? He killed, he killed Twisty or whatever, and then he didn't just leave him. He wasn't just dead. He brought them with, come to me and we'll be good, come to the other side. He embraced him. He killed him. His spirit moved on with him. The freaks embraced him. The ghost freaks embraced him. And now they're going on to live whatever life they're going to live. So I'm thinking that it's more of an empathy thing. I know I'm going deep with this, but I think it's more of an empathy thing. The one with the story, of who deserves to be put out of their misery the most. Because he's not murdering these people. I mean, I guess, yes, it looks like he's murdering these people, but he's putting them out of their misery, and then they get to live an eternal life with him forever and walk with him in whatever the fuck twisted bliss he thinks that it is.
And for that, I think it's the exact opposite.
And I think you're wrong.
No, I think you're wrong. It's the exact opposite. If anything, he's saving them from the real life, but he is
putting them out of their misery.
He is totally killing them in a not so nice way. He's just straight up stabbed a dude and left him there to die, and then he took them on, and he's gonna live eternally with him. You have
to look at it as he thinks that he's doing the right thing. Like when he killed his whole freak show circuits, he thought he was doing the right thing.
He thinks he's doing the right thing.
He's not the right thing what you and I think is right.
No,
the right thing and what he thinks is right. I'm telling you, you're wrong. You're wrong.
He's doing what the face on his head is telling him, which I think is the devil.
Evil. Exactly.
The devil's telling him to kill
Voldemort is telling him to kill the people because Voldemort was on the back of Professor Quirrell's head. Mm-hmm. So he's I don't know, but I think that we're all being mind fucked into thinking that this sick, twisted shit is empathetic. I don't know, because I'm sitting here, I feel bad for Twisty now. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the whole
but
idea,
I feel bad for him. His story was crazy. His story was sad. I feel bad for him. But then knowing that, this Dracula guy, we need to figure out what his real name is. This Dracula guy put him out of his misery. And, oh, look at that. He gets to live an eternal life with people like him, but he's no longer in this world. That's fucked up. That's how I see it. Now.
Well, they did fix his face, too, when he got up.
And you think that, see? And his face went back to normal. Now, you would think that would be good to go. But this mama's boy bitch needs to get put out of his misery.
Twisty's dead in real life.
And now we got like a copycat fuck up.
He's like, ooh, let me take this mask.
Right. So, I don't know what's going to happen. But this whole show is completely crazy. And it's gotten like so many more reviews. I haven't seen every episode of American Horror except for Coven. And I have never known America to live tweet this show like they are doing it now. I have never known America to be talking about this, all of this buzz, all of these commercials that we see, all of these previews that we see like there is this season. So
I think you're just seeing the live tweeting thing, because I was live tweeting.
I've never seen it. I have never seen it not this heavy before. Not this heavy before. This is crazy now. This is like a lot. This is like 98% of my social media is tweeting and Facebooking and Google Plusing or whatever this show, and they never did it before. It is great TV. It's a good show, and I say that every episode. They can't get rid of Jessica. They need to let her come back. She needs to come back. I know she's leaving on her own, but she needs to not, because she makes that show. Man, Jessica Lange's just one hell of an actress. I like her movies too. Shout out Tootsie. And with that being said, I am done. We're going on 40 minutes. Thank y'all for listening to us. I truly appreciate it. We truly appreciate it. This has been a great spoiler show. If you agree with us, that's good. If you don't, that's good too. If you want to let us know, let us know. thedigicast.blogspot.com is the easiest way. Shout us out. Give us a shout out on Twitter. Holler at us if you think we're completely wrong. I am at Sherry's Joy, and you are?
I am at AwesomeRob029.
And together we are at the DigiCast. Again, thank you to all of you who donated for us Extra Life Children's Hospital of the King Daughters of Norfolk, Virginia, where my daughter was taken care of. Thank y'all very much. And with that being said, love the world.
Something in the grill.